I'm gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hello my lovely Frosty fam, it's me Karen Frost at Nail Decadence, and I'm back with another video. How do you like my new intro? I had a bit of a play and yeah, that was the outcome. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, I'm showing you what I'm using in this video. So I've laid everything out for you guys to see because I never remember what I'm using, so this way it's easier for me to do it this way. Yeah. So that glitter is Salsa, and that's from Smileys glitter store. It used to be on eBay, but she has her own website and everything now, so it's Smileys glitter store. Details will be in the description box, and all the colours you saw I mixed myself with mica powder. I have a video on my channel, I will link it in the cards, as to how I mix my acrylic colours myself. What else should I say? Oh yes, and the clear acrylic I'm using in this video is One Love. And at the moment, as you can see, I'm applying a thin clear base to the lovely Handolly's nails. If you're after a silicone practice hand, www.handolly.co.uk, use code KFGIFT for a discount on your order. They are awesome hands. I bought 2 before I became an ambassador, so my code is an affiliate code, so I do get a few pennies, but that's not the reason why I'm promoting it. I had already bought 2 beforehand because I love them. They are so good, so good. But anyway, enough rambling on about that. Oh, phone's going, hold on. Right, dealt with that, put it on silent. What am I doing? Oh yes, okay, the neon. So I'm doing a ombre on 3 of the nails. So this is the yellow ombre nail. So I'm applying the neon, and the neon yellow, and I brush that back, sort of fade it towards the cuticle area, that way I don't get shadowing, so it's nice and thin there, and then get the colour on the rest of the tip. Same again with the green, apply the first bead, brush it back immediately so that it's really thinned out, so it starts going transparent, and then brush the rest of it down the nail. And because these are extreme length nails, they do require a few more beads than a short set would require. As you can see, they are very long. These tips are awesome. I got these tips from AliExpress. They are super long tips. Awesome. So I don't really have to do much shaping. I just stuck them on, tapered the sides ever so slightly, but yeah, they're great. I just did a search for long stiletto tips on AliExpress and found these ones. Anyway, on with the index finger. So this one is the neon pink ombre. So first bead, brush it back always straight away. That way I get a nice thin area to that's where I will add my nail bed colour. And if there's a step there, or I didn't brush it back thin enough, I'd get shadowing underneath my nail bed colour. And you don't want shadowing when you're doing an ombre because it kind of ruins it. So if you do it the way I'm doing it, you'll see you won't get shadowing. So this is where I add the nail bed colour and get the ombre properly on, as it were. So pat the back of the bead, as you place the bead, pat the back of the bead down so that it lays nice and flat, and then bring just the very front of the bead down a little bit, but you don't want to bring it down too far because you don't want to cover all of the nail tip colour up. You just want it to blend, and if you need to add a little bit more to make your blend better, go ahead. That's what I do, as you just saw. Then I can go in with my cuticle bead and get that nice and neat around the cuticle area, bring that down. Don't want to brush that down too far. I don't want to go over that ombre area. And if you get any on the skin, make sure you get that off the skin straight away before it hardens, because well, it's not good to get it on the skin full stop, but it'll cause lifting, and we don't want lifting. And as you saw, I applied the pink glitter to the yellow nail. I don't know what I was thinking. I think one of my children distracted me at that point, and I kind of went into autopilot and just dipped into the pink glitter without thinking, and then put it on the nail. I thought, what is this? No, wrong colour. So I just quickly scraped it off with my brush and went in with the yellow colour, which was what I was supposed to do in the first place. Goodness gracious. Got the attention span of a flea, I swear. Anyway, onto the ombre of the middle nail that has the neon green tip. Same again, we're going to repeat. It's just rinse and repeat, because I'm going to do the same on the index finger as well. So first bead, blend the front of that bead down, but before you do that, always blend the back of it out first. Hope that makes sense. I'll explain it again. Oh look, I've got something stuck in my acrylic. Something is in it and I'm not happy. I think it's a bit of glitter and I can't dig it out. So next best thing, just cover it up and pretend it's not there. No one will know. Well, you know, because I've just told you. I'm revealing all my secrets. Oh, I don't know. Oh dear, I'm on one today. Right, in with that salsa glitter. It's really pretty glitter, so I'm fading that up towards the cuticle area, but I don't want to cover all of my ombre, so I'll sort of fade it out, but more on the tip area. It's a pretty cool glitter. I've just picked that up with a very teeny tiny bead of clear acrylic and applied that, and then when I went back and added some more glitter, I just used my damp brush to pick up the glitter and tap it on. So now we are ready to ombre that pink nail. You see how I do it. I brush back and then I make sure that it's nice and thin. I'm not building any strength or apex with my cover colour. I'm just using it for colour because I will go back and cap everything. So yeah, bear that in mind. I'm using very small beads just to get my ombre going. And if it looks a bit patchy and I need to add a little bit more, I do. So again, around the cuticle area, tap that in, get that nice and neat. And if any floods out, then get your brush in between that and the skin and scrape it off, just like that. There we go. Not a problem. Get it off. I mean, if you can avoid doing that altogether, that would be best, but these things happen sometimes, and if it does, that's what you need to do. Otherwise you will get lifting, and we don't want acrylic on the skin. I know she's silicone, but I pretend she's real, okay? Right, so I'll let those set up so that my glitter doesn't move, and I will move on to the ring finger. This is going to be a full nail of black acrylic. Black is a pain in the butt because it gets everywhere, so you've got to be really careful around the cuticle area and the side walls. And as you can see, the liquid from my brush is getting on the skin, the pretend skin of the silicone, and it's making it look crappy, so I'm just trying to wipe that off, make it look a bit neater, because black gets everywhere. Like, it is an awful colour to work with. Anyway, I couldn't do it in one bead because these are extra long nails, so I've done it in 2 beads, but it would have been better had I been able to do it in just 1 bead because of what I'm going to do next, and it'll make sense in a moment. So here we go. I've got my wire and I'm going to make indentations, and as you can see, I'm pressing the wire into the acrylic, but I'm also wiggling it. I'm trying to widen the gap because the wire is quite thin, and I wanted the gaps to be slightly wider so that I could push more colour into them when I get to that bit. So I'm doing random lines. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just putting the wire across here, there and everywhere just to get random geometric line type patterns going. I'm struggling with the wire to get it the way I wanted it, so I'm using my handy dandy craft knife, and that will help me get those gaps in. And at this point it's starting to really set up, so it's getting a bit harder, and you'll see when I try and add some more lines closer to the cuticle area, it won't work because it's already set up at that area. It's still pliable at the tip, but further up the nail, look, I'm going to try it now, and this is where it doesn't work. Too late, it's already set up, can't get in there. I give it a good try and then I give up because I'm like, no, you've missed your chance, get on with it. And I will pick up random wet beads of the neon colours and push those into the gaps, and once I've finished doing that I will let that set up, because I'll do it, I will file that to reveal the lines. It's really cool to watch that. So yeah, just randomly push the neon colours into those gaps, make sure I don't miss any places. Went to the effort to make those dents, I want to fill them. Look at the nail from all sides, make sure I've got all the gaps sorted. And now I shall cap the nails with the clear acrylic. This is where I will be adding my apex so that the nail has strength and will last, but will also protect my ombre and my glitter from being filed away. You see I keep tapping the sides, trying to make sure that I don't lose my shape. So you'll see I swipe the sides quite a bit. That's because I'm trying to keep my shape. I don't want to lose my shape, because it's very easy when you're capping, even with just a colour acrylic as well, it's easy to lose your shape on the sides. So just be mindful of that. Try and use your brush to sweep those sides in so that you have less filing to do. We all want less filing to do at the end of the day. I like watching it, I don't like doing it. I'm a file freak. I like watching but not doing. That's just me. I just find it really relaxing to watch people filing, but I don't like doing it. It's way too much ag. But there you go. So as many beads as it takes, and as I said many times already, these are extreme length, so they take quite a few beads. When I remember to, I will swipe the brush. I will swipe the nail with my brush that has a bit of monomer in it to just dampen it down slightly, and that makes it easier to apply the clear acrylic over the top. It just slides on the nail better, and it also stops any crystallization. Sometimes you can get little white bits in your top layer of clear acrylic, and that's just basically dry bits of acrylic that haven't met with monomer. So yeah, that helps with that. Again, swiping those sides, trying to keep my shape, and then I'll look from the side, and if there are any dips or if I feel the apex isn't high enough, I will add some more. Yes, these do need an apex. No, they don't need a huge one. Yes, they are extreme length, but no, they don't need to be as high as a double-decker bus, if that makes sense. Place your apex in the back third of the nail. It doesn't need to be a major hill, just enough. It's hard to explain without giving an actual in-person demonstration. I'd say one-to-one training is a must, because you can only learn so much from videos. One-to-one, there's no substitute for it, really. Speaking to somebody in person, watching what they're doing in person, you get a different perspective, and you can see the nail from all different sides and stuff. So yeah, I do recommend one-to-one training. I've had one-to-one training, it's awesome. Very worthwhile. Anyway, I'll carry on with the capping, and then I will file that nail, the black nail, and reveal those lines, which is big. Oh, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's not a new technique by any means, but it's still really cool. And it looks good on white too. So if you did a white base and put the lines on and filled those with neon colours, that looks pretty cool too. Or of course you could fill it, you know, put any colour base you fancy and fill the lines with whatever contrasting colours you like. Yeah, it can be done in whatever way your heart desires. So I start off with my hand file, and then I think, Karen, what are you doing? Get the e-file out, you nutter. Why are you trying to kill yourself trying to file this? Get the e-file out, make your life easier, why don't you? So yes, grab the e-file, and now I will reveal those lines. They're so cool. You know, that reminds me of, I don't know if you guys, they still do them actually, the scratch pictures where it's like neon colours underneath, but when you get it, it's all black, and you scratch a picture into it, and then your design kind of comes out like this nail. That's what it reminds me of. I'm showing my age now. I used to have those when I was little. We won't talk about how old I am. Let's not go there. No. I'd rather not. Anywho, I'm just whizzing around the cuticle area a little bit, not a lot, just to get closer than I could with the other e-file bit I was using. Dampen that nail down, and now I shall cap it. This was quite a big bead of clear. I'll tuck that in around the cuticle area, get that as neat as possible, and then bring the rest of the bead down to as far as it will go, making sure to leave some in the apex area. We don't want to bring the whole bead down. Add another bead and make sure we get that tip covered. Bob's your uncle, we have a nail that is encapsulated. I've actually put on a bit too much clear here, so if you look at it compared to the other nails, you can see how much wider it is. I did put on a bit too much clear on this nail, not gonna lie. Had to file it off, which is a pain in the butt. So top tip, don't add too much acrylic, because you'll only end up filing it off, and it's a waste of product and a waste of time and a waste of effort. And I have not wasted your time in making you watch me do it. Yeah, no, I didn't leave any filing in this one. The last video has more than enough filing to satisfy anyone. So yeah, I left the filing out on that one. On this one, should I say. Because I'm actually doing some hand painting. Now, my new people won't know this, but my older subscribers will know. I can't draw for toffee, and I have very shaky fingers. Very shaky hands. Indeed. So my artistic skills are severely lacking. I can't draw a stick man to save my life. He would be a very shaky stick man, to say the least, and evidently if it was to save my life, I wouldn't live very long, put it that way. My artistic skills are lacking, but I gave it a go because I've not done any hand drawn artwork on a nail for quite some time, and rather than stamp it on, I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go and just draw it by hand. I didn't have a design in mind, I just started drawing and whatever came out came out. Didn't have any pictures in front of me, so this is just from the wonderful mind of me. It's not the best of designs, but it works. It did the job. It was what I wanted to do, which was just geometric randomness. I could have stamped with like one of my geometric plates, but I think I'll do that on a different design. On this one, because the nails are so long, I wanted to actually try and draw something myself, and yeah. So, I'm drawing with gel. So this is, I'm not going to say what it is actually, because it's not very good, and I'm not going to recommend you spend your money on something that I don't think is very good. So until I get some money in and invest in some better drawing gels. I won't say what I'm using, but for now it did the job, but I wouldn't recommend what I'm using at all. So if you can invest in a better quality or brand of not gel polish, drawing gels, then I'd say go for it, because the cheap ones are they're cheap at the end of the day, so they're not as pigmented. They're quite, well, the ones that I've got anyway, they're quite gloopy, so they're harder to work with. At some point I'll get some better ones in, and I'll once I've found ones that I know are good and are reasonably priced, I'll let you guys know which ones they are. But until then, I'm never going to recommend anything on my channel that I don't like and don't use and wouldn't be happy to spend my money on. That's just, no, I'm not going to do that. Definitely not. So I will leave you to watch my random patterns, because that's exactly what it is. I'm making it up as I go along, and yeah, I'll come back on the next bit. Oh, I'm flash curing, just so you know. I was just flash curing it for like 5-10 seconds because I'm very klutzy, and the likelihood of me smudging it was very high. So yeah, I just flash cured the other one. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I'll be back soon.
Don't give up on me. Taking my time, but I always seem to let you down. How can I show you I'm worthwhile? Wake up at night with a feeling I can get around. I gotta show you my good side. So don't give up on me. Promise you I'll be everything you need. Don't give up on me. 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 Promise you I'll be everything you need. Don't give up on me. I don't have to party to have fun, you see. I got different hobbies, and that's all I need. Some say life is boring, but I disagree. I wake up and live my dream. Someday soon, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh, everyone who didn't believe it, they don't know a thing. I'm gonna try. Work till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm gonna cry. Chasing the highs, yeah, the highs. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm not into drinking, that's just wasting time. I'd rather be spending it on working out. Some say I'm too uptight, but I disagree. I wake up and live my dream. Someday soon, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth
Okay, as you saw, I cured the gel polish, and now I shall be applying some more decoration, so some crystals and a bit of this chain link type stuff. It's I know, yeah, it's just called chain, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. So I've got some black crystals. They are pointy backed ones, so they're quite chunky, hence I'm using the Tony Lee jewellery gel because that stuff's pretty awesome, does the job. So I use that to put the pointy backs on. Just making a little cluster of black gems. There we go. And then I'm going to use the chain to sort of dangle underneath that. So you'll see now I'll just add a little bit more of that Tony Lee jewellery gel at the points where I'm going to be putting the ends of the chain, and sort of gauge it, hold it up to, you know, sort of gauge how much chain I want to use. And then I just use some old cuticle nippers. Do not use your good ones because it will dent them. Yeah, just grab some old cuticle nippers and cut the chain to the length you want, and then put it into the jewellery gel to hold it in place, and then flash cure it. So I'm putting some of the SBD London diamond gel over the top, and that stuff's tack free. The Tony Lee jewellery gel is not tack free, just so you know, but the SBD London diamond gel is, there's no sticky layer on that stuff. So I just added a little bit of that over the top and then put those crystals on, as you saw, and then I flash cured that little cluster and chain in place because I don't want that to move, whilst I add some more crystals. I'm adding some of the AB crystals around that cluster of black crystals just to make them pop a little bit more. AB crystals go with everything, definitely. I use AB a lot. Even when I'm using other colours like this with the black, normally do put a bit of AB in somewhere along the lines. I like the AB crystals. It shines all the colours. It's great. There you can see the big cluster was starting to move there, because that's because I literally only flash cured it. It wasn't cured all the way. So I flash cured again, I think, or did I not? Oh, can't remember. Anyway, I'm adding some more of the SBD London diamond gel and around the cuticle areas of the other fingernails, and adding some crystals on them, just a little sort of tiara type pattern around the cuticle area, you know, the little semicircle thing, and that's it. So we are coming to the end of the video because I will be top coating soon. So thank you very much for coming to watch this video. If you are not subscribed, please do so. If you are subscribed, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this video, please click the like button. That's really actually quite important. I know everyone says it, but it's actually quite important. If you don't click the like button, then it doesn't tell the algorithm that you've liked the video and it should be shown to other people. So it helps spread the word of my video, if you get what I mean. So if you have enjoyed it, please like it so that it can then be shown to other people who may also like it, as it were. Anyway, with all that said, I am going to love you and leave you. I've got a few other things I need to get done on the computer, so I need to get this exported. But yeah, thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that's subscribed. I'll say it again because I really, really do appreciate it. So that's all I've got for you today, peeps. You take care, and I will speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.
Go ahead and take a shot. Do you really want me? Maybe you're just playing. The way you're making it move. Yeah, you do it so smooth. Make it all about you. Can have it all if you want. Taking the chance, stuck in my head. Not gonna leave it at that. Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. Taking the chance, stuck in my head. Not gonna leave it at that. Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. I don't even know your name, but you got me. 'Cause you're old to die. We don't know what happens next, but you got me. 'Cause I'm next in line. You make it look so easy, making me feel so dreamy. Not the one who pays for drinks, but you got me. 'Cause you're old to die. Yeah, yeah, take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me. Yeah, yeah, take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me. Yeah, yeah, take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me. Yeah, yeah, take a chance. Give it all to me, give it all to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show my love for you, show my love for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show my love for you, show my love for you. Taking the chance.